Hello, and welcome to the Smut Show,
a weekly podcast from your new internet book besties.
We discuss all things spicy books and mix in a little bit of motherhood, life, self-care, and everything in between.
So sit back,
grab a beverage,
and let's chat. Hello, and welcome to the Smut Show. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Neely, and we have such a fun treat today. So we have a returning guest. We have Alissa DeRogatis, always anxious, unfiltered, and somehow always on time. Alissa is a writer, social media manager by day, author by night, chronic overthinker 24/7. She loves books, sad songs, rom-coms, and her dogs, Asher and Oliver. Inspired by Sex and the City, we need to talk about that. And Taylor Swift, she has spent years doing what they do best, turning dating disasters into stories worth telling. Just almost spit out coffee reading that.
Her debut novel, Call It What You Want, was a #1 bestseller on Amazon and has sold over 50,000 copies worldwide. Her second book is forthcoming with Source Books in 2026. Until then, you can find her on TikTok, Instagram, or in your inbox when you sign up for her newsletter, probably Oversharing, which is a great name.
It's one of my, I have it in our notes. Hi, Alissa, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Right over that.
Welcome back.
It's one of my favorite newsletters that I subscribe to, and I am particular about the ones I subscribe to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I unsubscribe from things far more than I subscribe from things.
Yeah.
Also, there's some weird epidemic happening in emails where I'm weirdly getting resubscribed to email lists that I know I unsubscribed from.
We talked about
years
this
ago. But like since we've talked about it last, it has happened multiple times since, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
American Eagle, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they have no boundaries.
No. American Eagle
with their
straight
inbox.
Up has no boundaries.
Yeah.
Like they will come at you 7 times a day, airy, offline, and they don't care. They're like, we're here.
No.
Buy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Alissa, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
We realized that it has been almost 2 years since we've had Alissa on. We had her on September of 2023. After friend of the pod, Diana Elliott Graham, texted me, I will never forget the morning this happened, where I get a text. It was like Rachel was not awake yet. And all of a sudden we're like texting about this book. And I think I started it that day. And I'm like 1 chapter in and I messaged Alissa. I was like, hey, so I just started your book, but you need to come on the podcast. And we've all been friends ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how Neely does it. She'll be like, if you just get a random DM from Neely, that's when you know that like she was up too late or up too early usually. And
reading on the Peloton.
Yeah.
As I do.
Yeah.
Gosh, multitasking at its finest.
I mean, listen, if my reading is really mostly replaced by TikTok because my attention, I've discovered that because of TikTok, my attention span, I can't even watch episodes of TV shows. I'm like, too long.
Same.
I gotta have my big screen and my little screen.
I have to put my little screen in another room or I'm not paying any attention.
Yeah.
I can't show y'all, but I recently got a tablet. I didn't have an iPad or anything, and I'm about to rock Rachel's world when I tell her I got an Android tablet.
What? Why?
So, one, because it was like a 10th
Y'all are already
house
divided, so...
I know. So, Andrew has this tablet and I used it and I was like, I don't know. I really like it. Like, I really just wanted something for travel that I could watch movies on the plane on.
I'm so snooty about this.
What I like about it too is I have a little keyboard so I can.
You can get those for iPads too.
I know, but I really did not want to spend iPad money. I need to clarify that.
That's fair.
And I'm not using it enough to warrant spending that money.
Yeah.
At this point, I have it set up next to my computer, and I'm using it to watch Netflix while I work.
There you go.
That's what it's really.
That's why I have the multiple
for.
Screen situation.
So I was gonna say, I was like, Andrew has 7 screens in his office.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. I was like, honestly, I kind of get it.
Yeah,
I've never been a multiple screen person, but now I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I could do another one.
Yeah. You just are on your laptop right now, right?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop with my little screen and my medium-sized screen.
Yeah. I could. I don't think I could do it without my monitor now.
I don't need a big monitor because I'm good with my laptop, but I really enjoy the fact because I work in our dining room and we have a big TV in our family room. But if I had something on that, I was constantly distracted by turning my whole body to look at it. And I'm like, now it's just right here.
I like
Yeah.
a two-screen household.
Oh,
You're a 2-screen household?
Yeah, like I have a big monitor and then I have
Yeah.
my laptop.
Yes. I thought you meant 2 screens total in your house.
Oh.
I was like,
No, I have like 20 probably.
yeah.
it's like 2 screen. Like that's.
I know. I was like, I'm
Also-
very impressed.
Random question, Rachel. Do you have a TV in your bedroom?
No, we do not. I know.
Are you a TV in the bedroom person, Alyssa?
Yeah, but I just recently moved into a townhome, so now my bedroom's upstairs, which like going from apartment living is like very luxurious. So I don't find myself up there often, like unless I'm going to bed. And you guys know I'm single, so like
But even when I was like,
you're like,
When I
it doesn't
met-
matter if there's a TV in my room.
when
I'm
I
allowed
met
to make my own choices.
When I met Andrew, though, we were both TV in the bedroom people, and I was like, thank God, because
we used to have one. I used to be a TV in the bedroom person. Brian, here was the problem was Brian, like I would have it on to fall asleep, and Brian is severely ADHD, and he would just keep watching it. Like he would never turn it off. He would just keep watching whatever was on. And he was like, we've got to fix that. And so that's why we took the TV out. Not because of like intimacy. You know, like I feel like they're like, oh, to be intimate, like take the TV out. I'm like, no, we're fine. But I'm like, we could have done that with the TV. You can have the TV on. I'm like, sometimes that's preferable. But the
one time. Okay. One time, this might be way too much of an overshare for the podcast.
I can't wait.
But one time during intimacy, this was a long time ago, the TV was on, but it was an episode of Friends, and I was like, I like started laughing because I was laughing at the show, and I was like, maybe not Friends.
Like sometimes I do have to turn it off and be like, I can't. There's too much happening.
Too much happening.
I would be like paying attention to Jeopardy. Like I don't know.
like we're fine having the TV in bed, but like maybe during we don't because I'm way too distracted by what's happening.
I will sometimes pull my laptop in, like take if I'm just not
like
ready to go to bed yet, or like I'm sick or something, and I just want to like sometimes you just want to like do some bed rotting, I guess, and so I will bring my laptop in and watch TV.
If I'm sick, I like to be on the couch. I don't know why. I don't like when I had COVID really bad. That was probably the only time I stayed in bed, and that was mostly because I could not move.
Well, like on the couch, you're around people. I don't like to be around people.
I guess
I need my people to leave me alone if I'm sick.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't get sick a lot, knock on wood. I'm probably going to now. Yeah. But anyways, should we do some 1s and 5s?
Yeah. Anyway, that was a lovely trip down.
Welcome, Alyssa. Okay, so I'll start. What did I write? Let me look. Like, hold on. Okay. Oh, I have the best 5-star.
Yes.
Okay. So we had a big event happen last weekend in my house. My kids, for the first time ever, spent the night at grandparents' house. Has never happened. We've been talking about it. Rachel can tell you forever. They went on Saturday. We had a memorial for my sister Saturday afternoon, and then my dad he came to it, and then he took the kids with him, and they spent the night. But my dad, definitely rookie mistake, was like, I'm going to keep them up late because they'll sleep late. And I'm like,
wrong.
No. So my dad kept them up till like 9:30, and he's like, they were still up at like 5. I was like, that's why I put them to bed early, because I'm either getting my night or my morning.
Yeah, I'm like, they're going to wake up at 5 regardless if you put them to bed at 7 or 9. So I know I love the thing that's like, I put my kids to bed 2 hours late, and they woke up at 6:05 instead of 6 o'clock.
I saw a girl on TikTok the other day who was like, clearly, she probably had one kid, and she's like a fetus. She's probably 22. Anyway, she's like, I don't understand. Like,
that was me.
You people whose kids get up at 6:30, like, when are you putting them to sleep? Like, why are you putting them to sleep so early? I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like,
yeah. No, the thing that our pediatrician always told us, this is a fascinating bit of information, is sleep begets sleep. So
always. That's like that used to run through my brain when I had a newborn baby, because I was like,
put them to sleep.
Yeah. Sleep begets sleep.
They gotta sleep or they won't sleep.
It's true though. And like, Charlotte was so overtired last night and threw the biggest tantrum about God knows what, and crawled under her bed, and Andrew just left the room. He was like, good night. And bye. It's like, you're going to sleep under the bed. Like, do you?
Fine. That's fine. Yeah.
So my 1-star, I was telling Rachel about before. So Charlotte is doing a tumbling class this summer, And it's kind of a cool thing where you buy a pass for the summer and you can go as many days, as many classes as you want. So I'm like, picked her up from camp yesterday. I'm like, we're going to go to tumbling. I was all organized and prepared. We get there and we're sitting and waiting, class to start, and it's not starting. And come to find out, the class was not at that time. It was an hour later. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And so I look at Charlotte and I can tell, I'm like, I have 5 seconds to figure out a way to make her not melt down right now because she loves tumbling gymnastic stuff. So I was like, hey, do you want a treat at home? And she's like, she's looking at me like, that's not going to fix it. And I was like, what if I pick you up from camp early tomorrow, which is today as of recording, and we go to the earlier tumbling class? And she's like, you're getting there. Like, I guess.
Like, what if we
do
both?
And we'll go Thursday. I was like, and we'll do Thursday. And she's like, fine. And then the rest of the night, she's like, I'm just so mad at them for changing the time. Like, they didn't change the time. I messed
Mommy
up
was
the
wrong.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, Mommy was wrong. She's like, it's their fault. I'm like, listen, I appreciate that you just like won't blame me for any
she is
reason.
like standing with you. Solidarity.
She's like, it is not Mommy. It is everyone else. Like, she's the kid who you get in a wreck, and she's like, it was definitely the other car. I saw it.
Yeah.
Like, she is not about to sell me out for any reason. She's just like, but I had to tell her like 5 times, and she like still wouldn't be mad at me, which was kind of funny.
Ginny and Georgia. I just watched that new season.
I haven't watched it, but every time I see a clip of that show, I'm like, I don't think I want to.
Yeah.
It like looks like it's going to be like a cute Gilmore Girls. Yeah. And I'm like, is someone in jail? Did someone murder someone? Like, what?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
And I'm like,
that's right.
It's dark. Like,
it's not, I mean, it's not like a light show, but it was an easy watch. So,
yeah.
I mean, I love an easy watch, but I also like don't want to be stressed.
Yeah.
I have talked about this. My husband watches the news on a split screen of 4 channels, and that is all the stress I can handle right now in our world. So
YouTube TV suggested, because they'll suggest your split screen.
That's what we have.
Yeah. And they suggested like we'll use it during college football season because I'm a big college football girly.
That's my favorite time to use it. Yeah.
But it suggested the other day a split screen of, oh my gosh, I can't even remember what exactly it was.
This is new, by the way. I know what you're talking about.
But it was like
HGTV.
It was like HGTV, Game Show Network, the news, and like something else. I was like, what is this suggestion?
Ours was Bravo. It was like Bravo, Fox News. I was like, already, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
Disney something or another, and like TNT, because we've been watching the basketball games that are on TNT, and I'm like, that took a journey.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened here. I'm glad that didn't just happened to me.
But yeah, so my 1 star is just, and then I got on this podcast recording 30 minutes early, thinking it started at 12, and I'm like, looking,
she
or I was
texted
about
me.
to text Rachel, and I was like, and then I looked at my calendar, and I was like, that's my bad. So I texted Rachel, and I was like, not me, just sitting here and being like, where is everyone?
Yeah.
Like,
I was eating lunch.
I'm dying.
So don't trust me to put anything on a schedule right now, guys.
No.
I can't be trusted with time. Rachel, what's happening with you?
What's happening with me? That was a great question. I think my like I should have thought about this before and written it down. I think my 5-star. Oh, okay, I know my 5-star. So we I have a niece now. Did I talk about this on the podcast or off? I can't remember if I talked about it on or after.
I know it exists.
It exists. Yeah, the baby exists. So I had my first niece, which Brian and I are both the oldest, and so we were the first ones to get married, and we were the first ones to have kids, and for the longest time, we were the only ones with kids on both sides. And now I get my first niece. I'm very excited to be an auntie. I've never gotten to be an auntie. It's so great. I get to hold her and then give her back.
Being an aunt is the best. I love spoiling kids who aren't mine.
So fun. I'm like a week into it now, and I'm like, this is so great. So that's probably my 5, and she did a little, I mean, it's not a Lewis baby without doing like a little NICU stay.
A little stopover in the NICU.
A little stopover in the NICU. We have, we like to hang out there. So she did a little NICU stay, but she's home now and doing great. The girls got to meet her on Sunday, which they were really excited about. They're having their first cousin. Emmy looked at her and she was like, I want to take her home. She was like,
She's fine.
she's like, I would like to take her. And I was like, that is so great that you want to do that. We are not going to do that. We're going to leave her here with her parents. So it was really fun to get to meet. Well, I got to see her in the hospital, but the girls get to meet her and all that. And then I think my 1 star, it's kind of a 1 and a 5. I am like deep in, this is why I look the way that I look. Nobody can see me, and Neely's like, you look normally like this anyway.
I was like, both of us are just in our usual.
I just feel like I'm like haven't showered in multiple days. Like I probably smell like I am in the midst of editing. So like my last editing pass of book 2 before it goes to my editor on Monday, and I hate my life a lot right now. And I'm not having fun. And so that's my 1, but then also my 5 because it's almost out of my hands, and I will really enjoy when that happens. So yeah, that's my 1s and 5s right now. Also, I had a random TikTok go viral yesterday on our book fair, not on my author Instagram, could never be me, but on our book fair Instagram, or not Instagram, TikTok.
And you run 3 TikToks?
I run so many fucking TikToks and so many fucking Instagrams. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, but you're good at branding.
Ugh, it's killing me. So, but I did have one go viral yesterday and sold a bunch of tickets to our next fair, which was an exciting thing to wake up to. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. You're up, Alissa. What's going on with you?
Okay, my 5 star, I met a guy last week, and
girl.
No, because it's also my 1 star. But
okay,
I'm here for the journey.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm, as you guys know, I'm really picky when it comes to dating, I think, and I've only gotten, I don't want to say worse. I at least like guys that read now. I feel like my type has changed. I
remember.
You're like,
never date a man who reads.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I had this idea that I just like wanted to be with like a finance bro, like basically just like copy and paste like the fraternity guy. Like
I want a guy, blue eyes, 6'5".
Yeah, that's. And now I'm like, okay, like maybe a guy with like some depth like could work, but then sometimes I'll go on dates with guys that are just like a little too fruity or like girly, and they're like a little too deep. So I've been trying to balance that. But I met a guy on, well, I'm not going to say what day, but like last weekend, and I had a lot of hope. I was like, he not only works in finance, but also has this really cool like side job thing that like is very fun. Creative. And yeah, but then he like hasn't texted me. So that's kind of my 1 star a little. Yeah. But my 1 star, my actual 1 star is probably like crashing out over my latest edits. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I cannot relate to that, but like, I support you both.
Yeah. Somebody the other day was talking, I saw like a thread or something about how they were like, every time I go to write a book, I remember how much I don't enjoy writing a book.
Yeah, I love like talking about it, marketing it, like every 100%. Like, reading, like, but the actual writing, I'm like,
yeah. And I like coming up with a story in my head. Like, I love all of that. I love like, it's just so hard, and it's I'm not a big picture person, and so I feel like the like end goal is so much further away. Like I need something that gives me more dopamine hits along the way, and you truly get none until the book is out in the world. Yeah. And so it's just a rough process.
I'm there with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Should we talk about what we're reading? Because I'm reading something. In a shock to everybody. I started The Wedding People after, and okay, 2 things. One, I almost never read a book that everyone's talking about.
I know, I'm very surprised by this.
I actually truly try to not, because pretty much every time I'm disappointed. Like, I'm almost always, but like, this is the one that like several of my good friends whose taste in books I trust were like, no, it's really good. Like it kind of starts slow, but it's really good. And I didn't even feel like it started slow. I'm like 65-ish% in. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's definitely different than I thought it would be, but I know it's probably on like a lot of people's lists of books they want to read this summer. And so far I really like it. I mean, I'll update once I finish it, because I don't know, that last 30% of a book, you just never know.
You just never know. Yeah.
But yeah, and fun fact, one of my friends texted me a couple weeks ago and she was like, I'm going on a trip. Like, what should I read? And I was like, girl, you with a view.
I knew you.
I got you.
Years. Huh?
Your like favorite book hasn't changed in 2 years. You were talking about it last time.
It has not changed.
No.
How sad is that in almost 2 years, I'm like, nope, I'm sorry, a book has not gone there for me.
No.
It's like having the best sex of your life and you're like, oh.
No.
And this
it's all downhill from there.
No, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
But no, so I was like, oh, read it. And she texted me this morning. She's like, okay, I finished it. And I'm like, great. I love talking about this book. Like,
I've been looking for somebody else to talk to about this.
Tell me everything. And I'm like, great. She has another book and a novella. Like, go forth.
Yeah.
But I also get a dopamine hit when I recommend a book of any kind to somebody and they like it. Like, I feel like that is such a high that I love to chase, is when someone's like, what should I read on my vacation? And you tell them and they're like, I loved it. And I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
If I influence nobody about anything else, I just want it to be books. So if you,
I think you're doing a great job.
And thanks.
Yeah.
Rachel and I both like to tell people our job is books. What's your job? Books. Just books.
Just books.
What do you do with books? Just depends on the day.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Talk about them. But yeah, so I was really excited about that. But Wedding People, so far so good.
All right. I am still reading Winging It With You by friend of the pod, Chip Pons. Like I said last time, I'm reading very slowly just because I can't read and write at the same time. But I am loving it. I am reading it a physical copy too, which I think is helping me go slow because I can't just reach over to my phone and grab it. And it's a lot of fun. I read like just a chapter before bed. And so I'm like halfway through right now. And I'm really loving it, but I'm still watching The Originals, which is like Vampire Diaries spinoff. And that is another thing. I was playing it on my little screen, my laptop screen, as I tried to work. And then I was like, I need to cut this out too. So I'm like, now I'm restricting myself. I can't do anything fun until this book is done. But I will let myself watch like 2 episodes of The Originals before bed at night too. So my routine is like, kids go to bed, 2 episodes of Originals, 1 chapter of Winging It With You, and then I go to bed.
It's
been great
routine.
Yeah.
That is a routine. Are you reading anything, Melissa?
I just downloaded The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I don't know. I don't think either one of you've read the Magnolia Park series.
No.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite series. I think because it was also so close to like what I felt like at the time. Like it's that push and pull relationship. I know Rachel probably wouldn't like it. But
I've heard so many good things. I mean, like, I feel like it's one of those series that like everybody talks about, but it's so divisive, like whether they love it or they hate it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's a lot of books in my favorite genre.
Yeah.
But I did read The Wedding People last fall, and Winging It With You, I pre-ordered it. I think it's supposed to come today. But I'm excited. Yeah, I downloaded that one. I was reading Great Big Beautiful Life, but I'm taking a break. I just need something, like I've been seeing The Conditions of Will all over my For You page, and I'm going on a trip tomorrow. So I'm like, let me just bring this.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get through it.
We love a soft DNF. Like, maybe I'll come back to it. Yeah.
Yes. We're Irish exiting a book. That's how we're doing it in 2025. Okay. So let's get into the interview. Since we've gotten your villain origin story and all of that. So we're going to start a little differently. So last time we chatted, Call It What You Want, was self-published, but now you're trad. Can you take us through kind of that process and just how that came about?
Yeah. So last time I was on, I think that summer, it was really gaining like a lot of speed on TikTok. And I remember like the first 2 videos I posted on release day, each got like 500,000 views. So like within the first day, I was like hitting millions. And the way that my agent found me is through like the Amazon charts. So even if you're not maybe selling books, but you're like linking out to it, climbing the Amazon charts, editors and agents will get notifications through a website called Publishers Marketplace if you hit the top 100. So it's kind of what happened to me. And that summer I was in a meeting at my full-time job and I got an email and they were like, hey, we want to meet with you on Friday. And I was like, is this a scam? Like, going through all this stuff. And by the end of that summer, I was signed, or by the middle of the summer, so this is summer 2023, I signed with my agency. And then by the end of the summer, I had signed with Sourcebooks, who's now my publisher. But then we couldn't announce it until January. So we took the book offline from January to June, but I basically had of 2024, like my dates are all mixed up. So it lived self-published from June 2023 to December of 2023, and then went on hiatus for 6 months, but it had already been fully edited. So we just used those 6 months to like remarket it in more of the traditional space, get it into bookstores, and then it came back out. It'll be a year on June 18th. So,
oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
Was it hard to sit on it for 6 months when it was like you had already had it out and then now you're having to like go back and wait to republish?
Yeah, it was so hard because some of my videos were still getting views and people would be like, why does this say pre-order? Why can't I get this book? And like, it was hard to want to sell the book because a lot of people that aren't readers or book people don't understand a pre-order, like how rarely pre-order like the New Road lip gloss, unless, like if you're a reader, you're going to do it because you want to support authors and that pre-orders mean a lot to them. And then you get your book like the day of. And but the people that I was reaching on TikTok don't understand that. They want the instant gratification. So I remember being so angry. But like, because also in comparison to a lot of other authors at my time that were going indie to trad, they would have like a 1 month switch up.
Right. Yeah.
But my book just needed a little bit more time and care and edits and that kind of stuff. So it is, it all worked out for the best. And it was a great summer both years. I liked how we kind of did it a year apart. But basically, it's kind of crazy that it's only been out for like officially out for like a year and a half because it'd be a year of trad and then 6 months self-published. It feels like
for those listening, this episode airs on the 17th. So tomorrow you can go wish Alissa a happy trad.
Thank
book
you.
One year
birthday
book anniversary. Book
anniversary. That's crazy. Time I feel like is weird because I don't feel like we talked to you that long ago. But I also feel like it's been like years at the same time.
So many lifetimes.
That's just so wild to me. What was it like with the realization that you were going to be in like these big bookstores and like just all over? Like, was that just so bizarre to just kind of take in?
Yeah, because I wrote this book out of the place of like, I didn't have any money to hire any kind of editor. I was using like Grammarly. I still had typos, and I was like, this story serves one purpose. Like people, I think, can look past some of like the plot holes or the character flaws or these things to just get to the end result, which is just a book that made me feel less alone in my situationship breakup. And knowing that then it resonated with so many people to the point where like I kind of forced my way into these bookstores was kind of cool. But then also it kind of felt like a good like revenge plot a little bit because I was like, well, now he like can't escape me. You know what I mean? Like,
I will say it is the best kind of revenge because like he's so like no matter who he dates, like how awkward for him is like say 10 years from now. He's on a vacation with someone and they're like, oh, like, I'm going to just read this book that I found at the book. Like, he's like, it's so funny to think about.
Like, is this fucking play about me? Or
literally.
I remember being like, I want to just be big enough to like get in Target and get on the end caps because my ex is not walking his ass through a Barnes and Noble.
No.
Like
you didn't read? You didn't date anybody that read? Yeah.
She was in a phase, guys. She was not dating readers. Go back and listen to the first episode with her if you need context on that.
But and you got in an end cap on Target. So
no, I'm not in Target. And so I know.
What?
One day, baby steps. Like, but
okay, what if I just go get your book somewhere and put it on an end cap in Target, like
in Target,
and just like peel a Target sticker off another book.
I know all those. That part of the industry still like I feel like will never make any sense to me. Like what goes where and who is in.
I think it's all sales. Them trying to pitch certain things and also popularity. But Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. Like, I don't care if it's in one store or 50 stores, like, I'll take it. That was the coolest part. And also, like, I got to go on book tour last year to all
Yeah.
the little indie stores and meet people. And that was
Please
like,
come to Texas. Please.
Yeah. Texas.
Like,
I'm
I
trying
will
to,
say Dallas we've been getting a lot of big
We
people.
have been getting a lot of people, yeah.
A lot of people come to the Half Price Books that is just a mere 7 minutes from my house. So
yeah, I know. I got a lot for Houston and Dallas, and then like some random places
Don't do
like
Houston.
Atlanta.
Houston's, wait, we don't need to do that.
She's like, I don't really have a choice, but
okay. So you kind of a little bit touched on this, but what has been the best thing about switching from self-published to trad, and what has been like the hardest?
I'll start with the hardest, losing control a little bit in terms of timeline. Like, people don't understand that publishing it's like the slowest industry ever, and I am like not one for patience at all. And I've learned so much patience. Like, the book that I'm drafting now, or I've announced it, I'm sure we'll get into it, but like I've been working on this book for over a year and a half, or it's been a year and a half now, and it still won't come out for a year. And like, for me, that's like, I just am feeling like by then I'm going to be irrelevant or something. Whereas if I self-published, I maybe have a little bit more control over that.
Yeah.
What I've learned on the flip side, the best thing about it is having a team and having people question your like developmentally, like just, you know, bigger picture stuff, right, Rachel, like we talked about. I don't sometimes see that. And I'm so like in the weeds of littler things that having someone offer up other ideas is great.
Yeah.
And I think I couldn't have made this next story better on my own. Like, I think having a team is probably like my favorite part.
Yeah. I think you get really comfortable like you kind of are forced into getting comfortable in any kind of writing with feedback, because like that's one thing that I had such a hard time with it during my first book, is like getting feedback of any kind was like, that means it's terrible. But then I can see now, like, it was great to see like where it started versus where it ended, and like the things that people love are like pieces of feedback that I got from early readers that I was able to like adapt and change. And so I think you see that and you're like, oh, okay. So like it might sting a little bit to get that feedback, but then you have these people that are able to like ask you questions and you can really like dive into it and just form something that's more well-rounded. It's hard to do that on your own.
100%. Writing's so solitary, and it's also like I'm such a big like team person, and like I love brainstorms. It's really hard to brainstorm when you have one brain. It's
when
like,
you're just you. Yeah, and you're like, we could do this, and that's the only idea I have because I am one person.
Yeah.
Well, and it's probably good. Like, I don't always love feedback, or as I like constructive criticism, but at the same time, like, and this is obviously like I don't have books, I feel like it's also not good to be in an echo chamber of people who are just like, oh my God, it's great, it's perfect. Like, I told Rachel, I was like, I would be the worst like beta reader, because I will just tell you everything is good. Like, I'm never
like, it's amazing.
Like, I'm never going to be somebody who can like offer feedback, because I'm like, I haven't written a book. Like, what do I know? I'm just a reader. Yeah. So like, if you ever just want head pats, like, I'm your girl. I will give you the head pats and the gold stars and tell you it's perfect. But I'm sure that it's also nice to be like, oh, okay, like that is a good point, like of something I could change. You know, it's like when you're trying on an outfit, right? Like, it's great when your friends are all like, that looks perfect on you. But it's like, okay, but like I have to go out in front of people.
Yeah, it doesn't actually need to be real.
I need you to actually tell me if this looks bad.
Yeah.
Because like Andrew's the worst at that. Like, he's just like, it looks great. And I'm like,
oh God, Brian's not. Brian will be like, and I'm like,
you ever so slightly hesitated.
Yeah.
I actually just use my children for that. Not Liam, because Liam will be like, you are so beautiful. And Charlotte's like, you've looked better.
Yeah.
Like, she's like,
that's not really your color.
If I wear something with pockets though, she's like, did you know it had pockets?
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, of course.
You can put snacks in them.
Yeah.
Like,
she is Charlotte is all of us.
Charlotte is all of us. She's like, my dress has pockets, my skirt twirls. She's here for a good time. I've recently gotten her into little tennis skirts And so
cute.
now she wears them to camp with like her camp shirt, but she loves them because they're like patterned and flowered. And she's like, yeah, I'm never putting shorts on again. So don't
we
even
love a
shorts.
skirt. Yeah.
She is about the skirt life. Okay, so switching gears just for a hot second. I'm obsessed with your newsletter, which we talked about a little bit. How has it been received? And like, can you talk about kind of that process? Because I know that probably gives you, it is something you have control over. It gives you like more of a creative outlet in the interim. Has that been kind of a good pairing just to be able to have that as well?
Yeah. Well, I started probably oversharing when I was still indie, and I just wanted a way to like just write like small personal essays, because in college I did that for her campus, and just a lot of times in like my Google Drive or my journal, and I wanted like another outlet. And like I said, I love to overshare. Like, I am very aware
it's the best newsletter name ever, by the way.
Well, I'm very aware that it's like available online, like, and I have it linked in my Instagram. So if a guy I'm dating like goes and sees, there's, I've it's been received well, but I've been I toy around with changing things and figure out how much is too much to like I don't want to ever bite off more than I can chew, which I have a habit of doing.
Yeah.
So as you know, in like when you're writing a book, there's times where you're in the draft, like Rachel and I are right now, but then there's times where you don't hear back from your editor for maybe a month or two. And then you're just like, well, what should I do next? So that's when I'll like bank my newsletter stuff or work on like my latest project. But I think I have about like 1,600 subscribers on there, which is great. I always do free content. I've tried with paid, and I don't see a benefit for it. It's hard to like know sometimes that you're maybe talking into the void, but sometimes I feel like that's when I do my best writing. And right now my formula is 2 newsletters a month, 1 personal essay, and then 1 like, I call it the on the radar for like July. And I'll just talk about like what I'm watching or what I want to read or what I'm like excited about, maybe like some themes that I'm like seeing, or if I've been like spiraling about something in my dating life, like I'll talk about that, or deleting my dating apps. Like I keep it very conversational. And it's just a fun outlet. And like, I don't care if 1 person likes it or 100 people like it.
Are you on Substack? Is that what you're using?
I was about to say, I might need to have a sidebar with you about Substack, because I'm about to switch my newsletter.
I switched mine
to Substack. Okay, then I might talk to you too. This might be a group text situation. But are y'all like, I don't know, we can do this not here. But I'm about to switch to that because all the newsletters that I really love are on Substack, and I find it to be the easiest to read. Like, I like consuming content on Substack. I like that there's an app.
Yeah.
I like that I can get everything, in one spot. You
Neely,
can comment on it.
What I like about it, which I think would like apply to you too, is that it feels very much like early blogging days. Like that's what I love about it.
Thing about it is when I look at it, is I'm like, oh, this is taking me back to Blogspot.
Yes. Like literally just like brain dump on there, and it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be aesthetic, like it is just you and the page, and I really like that about it. I
subscribe to the Beach Reads and Bubbly Substack, which is another one that's like, it's very fun. It's like, she's kind of the same vibe. Like she's really just sharing like books and stuff she's watching, or like makeup or things like that. But I subscribe to one, and I almost like, I'm not going to name it, so like nobody come and ask me what it is. I'll never tell. But it's like this girl just like constantly brain dumps to the point where like, I don't want to read it, but I can't not read it. It's like, I feel like I'm like being a voyeur in this like very strange journey through her mind. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't.
It's the beauty of Substack.
Sometimes people she's got so much. Like
she has like 4 a week. I'm like,
oh wow.
And it is, when I say it is long form content, I don't mean it's like a 400-word blog. I mean, it's got to be like 1,800 words each. Like, I don't know how she's doing this. And hers is, I don't pay for it, but she does have a paid part. I was like, it has to be her full-time job. Like, she must only do this newsletter because she always has ads on it too. Like,
what a life.
Sponsored stuff. And I'm like, I could not think of that much to say. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I just took my entire internal monologue and put it into a Substack, and that's what it feels like I'm reading, is somebody's daily internal monologue of like process
Alyssa,
of
I
cutting
like
fruit.
your like plan though. Like I don't have a plan.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't think you need a plan. I think for me, I needed to know, like, okay, like this month I might not even get to the personal essay. I'm like really trying to. I've also learned I'm trying to like double down on like if I'm creating one piece of content, how can I break it up into other things? So I just turned 29 and I wrote a piece on Substack about like turning 29 without like a plus one. So like still being single. And I filmed a video of me doing like my morning routine. And then I used part of the Substack as a voiceover. And I posted it on TikTok and Instagram, and it's gotten like a few 100,000 views. And it's like a minute long. And it was cool to just be able to pull like some of the highlights from that because I'm already creating that content. So how can I double down and
working smarter? Yeah.
By the way, if you want any comfort about turning 29, when I was 29, I was not engaged and had no idea what I was fucking doing with my life. So you're already way ahead of where I was because I didn't know
Did you
what
have
I
a
was
boyfriend
doing.
though?
Andrew and I started dating right before, like we had been dating about 4 months when I turned 29, or we turned 29. Our birthdays are one day apart. And we got engaged later that year, like right before we turned 30. But I was like the last of most of my friends to get married. I mean, I had friends who had like 9-year-olds when I got married. I mean,
yeah, I won't
like,
tell you where I was at 29.
She had 2 children already. So
was that like yesterday?
Rachel's like,
no, I love you for
last
that. No, it was 4 years ago, and I did have 2 children already.
No, I had everyone has their own, like, I have so many friends that are my age and yet don't even want to stay at their jobs or like don't have boyfriends and things. And I'm so thankful to be really set in my career. I don't think there's a rush. Like I want to make sure I'm with the right person.
And my mom and I were having this conversation the other day because one of her good friends' daughters just graduated college and she's like unsure what she wants to do. And I'm like, it is such a myth to think that at 22 or even 18 when you go off to college that you need to know what you want to do with your life.
Yes.
You need to be settled. Like
we talk about that all the time.
Weird imaginary timeline that is really only given to women for some reason. This is not given to men. Like nobody can.
It's the patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy. But that might be the episode title.
Yeah.
But truly, I feel like we spend so much time when we're younger thinking, at this age, I'm going to be doing this. Like, I thought by 40, like, if you look at what 40 was when, like, our parents were 40, and you're like, 40? Like, I'm 41. I do not feel 41. There's not a day.
Fun, Neely.
I'm 40 fun. I mean, I'm really not that fun. Ask my kids. I'm not the fun parent.
Listen.
But, you know, I just feel like we're all led to believe kind of these things. And I'm like, 29 is so young. I'm like, 33 is so, y'all are babies. You're but children. And you have the face of a child. An angel.
That is the best compliment you could give me.
All right. Back to this. All right. What is it like dating with the book out there?
But you talked a little bit about that on like with the Substack as well. Like you're chronicling these things, but then you also have written up this book about a situation you've been through. So yeah, talk about both of those.
Yeah, well, it's so hard because as much as I want to stay like obscure and be like, oh, like people, like the guy I met at the bar the other week asked me what I do for work, and I was able to swerve the question for long enough to like have a normal conversation. And I still do have my part-time job, so sometimes I'll just say that to kind of avoid. But then he's like showing me this thing on Instagram, and he's like, "Oh, let me follow you," and there's no hiding from that. You know what I mean?
And you're like, "Oh, you need to make a personal."
Yeah. Well, even if I like do like, even if I said to a guy on Hinge, like, or my profile says Alyssa, and then I put social media manager, all they have to do is go type in Alyssa social media manager Charlotte, and they're finding out my last name. Then they're finding my Instagram, and I'm fine with that. I've gotten to a point where I don't want to hide it anymore. I don't always like lead with it. Like I don't have author. I'm not on dating apps right now, but I don't have any of that on my profile. If they find it, they find it.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the past made me wonder if like those are reasons why things haven't worked out with people. But I've gotten to the point where now that I have another book coming out, I think once I really get into like marketing that, it'll be less about like how I came here, which would be like from call it what you want. I just don't want people thinking that I'm writing books based on my life and that if things don't work out, I'm going to write a book about them, because what they don't understand is like that's going to be 5 years from now.
I know.
Also,
it's not gonna. You might write a book about them, but it's not gonna come out until like 2030. So
I don't want to state the obvious, but Taylor Swift has made billions.
I mean, like, here's the deal. Like, I feel like no matter what, you make the joke all the time about like, well, writers write what they know. Like, these things happen to you in life and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put that in a book. Maybe the whole thing's not gonna be about that. Like, maybe it's not gonna be like a play-by-play, but you're gonna put pieces in of people that you know and things that you learn through like being with them or whatever. Like, that's gonna inevitably make it in there.
Yeah, my next book is about an author, and so a lot of like what I've learned in my career is in there, but it's not like my love story. And there's a friendship breakup, and I haven't been friends with, like, I mean, not that there are these girls, but I've gone through friendship breakups since middle school, and I haven't talked to them in 20 years. And it's, those are themes that carry on throughout your life, and it could have been from one person or it could have been from 10, and like, or no one, and you're just learning things from your mom or your sister or your friends.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part. Why I write books. We're all different. All three of us could write that Call It What You Want story 3 different ways. Like, and why am I going to not use my life experiences to inform my art? So I've gotten more comfortable with that. But yeah, dating in general, I think I've learned certain types of content. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, get ready with me for a date or let's debrief a date. Like, I want to keep that private because I've also realized that
I miss those videos.
I know, guys.
Will you just make them for me and send them to me? Because like, that
just edit it, send it to Neely.
I can put you guys on there.
Yeah. I remember when you were dating that one guy and I was like, you were like, I'm not feeling it. And I was like, no, just stick it out because he sounds great. And
you're like, he seems so nice.
You're like, I can't do it. I'm like, give it one more. Like, I was over here, like, I know nothing about this man, but he sounds great. And so like, can we bring that back?
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm just out here being married. Okay. Like, there's nothing.
I do know my close friends. I've learned that sometimes like making my life so accessible, I'll tell you guys a little secret. So my ex situationship that the book was like inspired by is now dating, or, that relationship inspired the book, is now dating someone, and they've been dating for like a year. And I had a bathroom run-in with her, and she actually was like, I've seen all your videos, like all this stuff. And just like, told me things that I should never.
Rachel and I are like,
it was crazy.
In a like she was mad way, or in like
well, at first she was like, there have been some videos where I've maybe said like something about your ex downgrading, so I did apologize for those because that seemed a little bit rough. But then
listen.
This is my nightmare.
Always.
You have no idea. Again, this is in like a woman's bathroom on a Sunday afternoon, like football season. I'm like, I'm drunk. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. And then she was like, I watched your videos and I felt validated because he was doing the same thing to me for a while. Like he was like, now they're dating, and how that talking stage in the beginning can be weird. But just admitting, like, now I know things about their relationship that I shouldn't know, but definitely gave me closure. But it made me realize that like, if she's seeing these, like, who else is seeing these? And are they watching my YouTube vlogs? Could they know where I live? Like, just things that I realized that sometimes being so accessible isn't like the greatest thing ever.
And Neely and I have talked a lot about that too, just having like, because we both have such an internet presence and an online presence, and like, I don't use a pen name, and so like you said, people can find out information about me, which is like nerve-wracking. And so I think like sometimes I'll spiral on that and then like lock everything down and like I just go crazy.
Is Liam's dyslexia teacher, like towards the like the last week of school, like said something about reading a book, and then I was like, oh, I have a book podcast. She's like, that's why I felt safe to tell you about it. And I was like,
and you're like, okay,
how have you known that?
Which is like another thing, I've been in the influencer space for 15 years, and becoming a parent has been tricky with that in a way, because I'm proud of what I do, but I also am not like out there being like, I'm an influencer, so you like blah blah, like that's just not my personality. And so plus like I still identify myself as a blogger because that's what I started out as. So like it's hard for me to even like be like I'm an influencer. Like it feels weird.
Yeah.
And so, it's like when people find out about it, like my kids' friends' parents or something, like they're so surprised because it's
just so hard to find that balance, like you said, Alyssa, of what's okay to share and what's not. And then also like
knowing that even if you don't share it, they can find out.
Yeah.
Well, they can find out, but then also like for me, the way I started on Instagram was like sharing my infertility story and then like Lainey's NICU stay and all of that. And so it was very much like motherhood and like it was a lot of me. And then like as she got older, I'm like, okay, this is changing from my story to her story. And so I don't know how much of it I feel comfortable sharing with the world and all that. But it's hard because like you're looking at like the reason you wrote a book about your situationship is you wanted people who were like, oh my gosh, I've been in the same, like you want to feel less alone.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to like, okay, I want to be, I want to feel less alone and I want other people to feel less alone. But then I also don't like, I also have to think about what my boundaries are to keep.
And it's also okay to change those boundaries. Like something I've realized too over time is like, it's okay if I was sharing about something to stop sharing about it. And it's okay if I wasn't sharing about something to start sharing. Like I used to talk a lot about politics on my social media and I've really pulled back from it. Not because my opinions about it have changed, but because it's just such a dark world that I don't want to put it on myself. Like I found like I did that one time. It was just about voting and I didn't say who I was voting for. I was just talking about voting and I got some of the most like unhinged, inappropriate messages. Like I don't show my kids' faces, but it was like, why don't you teach your daughter not to like get on her back and spread her legs? I'm like, she is 4.
Yeah.
Like you psychopath. And like Instagram has no qualms about like they'll ban you for weird stuff, but they're totally fine letting people make comments. Like I'm just like that was one subject where I'm like, I'm just not gonna open myself up to that anymore because it's too much.
Yeah. I actually get the meanest comments from guys on YouTube, which is, I mean,
YouTube is a cesspool of shit.
Well, back to also Rachel, what you said about like deciding what to share and having people like from your infertility journey. And I'm sure changing that to now being an author, you're maybe losing and you're gaining and you're changing. I feel that way too. Like, I shared so much of my breakup journey on here that shouldn't I kind of want to inspire people to then put themselves out there and date or like again, feel comfortable being single in your later 20s or 30s or 40s. And, but I think about that too. If I have a boyfriend, am I going to show him what is that going to look like? But it's okay to figure it out as you go. And it's also okay to share a video explaining a date and then being like, that didn't feel great. Let me take that down.
Yeah.
I just think that people get, this is like going way off topic, but still kind of relates. I don't know if y'all followed on TikTok about Emily Kaiser. She's like a mom whose baby or little boy who's 3 like drowned in their pool recently. And people came out with like, I mean, she's got like millions of followers and people have just been, I didn't know who she was before this happened. Like I had not heard of her, did not follow her, but the way people have talked on there, I'm like, this is why people like have mental health issues because people think that they know people and that they're entitled to certain information regardless of your size. Like people think they are entitled to know things about you because you've shared one small thing about one thing and they're like, well then you have to tell us everything else. And I think it is a weird way to look at things about people to think that you're entitled to information. Like I said, I've never showed my kids faces and every now and then I'll get like messages from people who are like, why don't you show their faces? Are they deformed? Like, are they just ugly? I'm like,
God, people.
You're why I don't share their faces.
Yeah,
like,
seriously. They are. Everybody is unhinged on the internet. It's driving me nuts.
My children are beautiful. You should be so lucky to look at their faces.
Yeah, you don't get to do that.
You don't get that. Okay, so I know you've run into the ex's current, but have you heard from him at all? I'm just curious.
No. Blocked.
Or like block, delete. Okay, so you've talked a little bit about it, and I know you can't share too much about book 2, but has the process been a lot different from book 1?
Yeah, so since obviously when I self-published Call It What You Want, because of like how well it was doing, there wasn't a ton I felt like that we could really change just we didn't want to change the entire story, but there's little pieces, and we made things longer and like a little bit more descriptive. And then this process, I didn't really even go into this with a solid idea, which is like, that's what's crazy, because I'm already even planning my next book, and that I've like really tightened up. Like, you learn every time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, and so, I had this like loose outline, but my editor actually left Sourcebooks. So now I have a new editor, and this is like very new. So the past year, so from like February of 2024 to April of this year, so about a little over a year, we were working together on this book. And I never shared an outline, we kind of just went back and forth with drafts. And when she told me she was leaving, she was like, okay, I think it's ready to go into production. But like, I didn't think so. And my agent hadn't read it. And I was like, let's see what the new editor thinks. And now it's like, well, if you want to share your outline with me, or if you want it. So it's really interesting to learn how different people work too. Like, this editor is much more hands-on. And
Neely's machines are going off.
I'm fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
And I've just learned like that planning and like plotting as much as you can in the beginning will only save you more time. But like, now I'm kind of, again, flying by the seat of my pants with this one. I'm like, I'm too far in to then turn around and create a new outline. Like, it's too much. So the process has changed a lot. I mean, I didn't write Call It What You Want for this long. So it's been a little debilitating, sort of. Like, I'm kind of over the story, but then every time I get into it, it feels new. I'm curious to see how the cover art will go. Like, I've given them a mood board, but I haven't seen anything back yet. That part scares the living shit out of me, if I'm being honest.
Because you were heavily involved in Call It What You Want's cover, right?
Even like, I don't know if you can see these, but my friend that created Call It What You Want, behind me I have like 2 pictures. They're also on my Instagram, but she just created these
yes.
for like my title reveal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if she can create something that looks like that, like, my book cover has to be like even better. Like, you have a great cover. I'm like very particular. I don't want people on my covers. I kind of like the lit thick kind of look, but I feel like so the book is called How to Find Love in the Cereal Aisle. And I think
when you posted like the teaser, I was like, let me tell you how I would have never guessed that. Like,
I know.
I was like,
but it's such a cute title. I love it.
Such a cute title.
It needs to not have that acronym. Like, I need to figure out something else to call it, because that's way too many letters. I can't remember them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the process has really changed, but I'm excited to see. I feel like I'm not even fully like in it yet. But once the cover stuff happens, I feel like it'll feel more real.
Yeah. Do you get that soon? Is that happening soon?
Who knows? I sometimes just things show up in my inbox.
You're like, I'm unsure. I'm unsure what's happening. I do think that's the hard part about just from people that I've talked to, the things that you have to let go of. Some people don't care. Some people are like, do whatever cover you want on my book. I don't care. But I'm the same way, where I'm like very particular about what my covers look like. And I think I would have a hard time just being like, okay, whatever you send.
Well, also like the title, like this book didn't have a title for a really long time, and we had like one loose idea, and I was like, I don't really like it. I don't feel like it's like this. And then we were going back and forth, and it was actually between How to Find Love in the Cereal Aisle or How to Fall in Love at the Grocery Store. And I
like the cereal aisle.
I like the cereal aisle. Yeah.
Thank you. But I felt like How to Fall in Love at the Grocery Store was almost too literal, and cereal aisle there just felt like more like fun, and the actual meaning.
I see that as more of like a meet cute, and the other one is more like a how to.
Yeah.
And
like, so is the whole thing in the grocery store?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So it's giving crying in H Mart.
But that's actually so true. I
love it.
I didn't ever think of that, but that's not the kind of title I saw for this book. But when they pitched How to Fall in Love at the Grocery Store, I was like, I don't know if I love it or if I hate it.
Yeah.
And then we like kept going in that direction. Yeah. So that was an interesting process too.
Mm-hmm. I do think I will say one thing that I think would be nice. I hate coming up with the title. I loathe naming books. Yeah. And so I think that would be really nice to have somebody be like, what about this? And I could be like, not that, but what about this? Like, you made me think of this.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. What has a little bit more about book 2, if you can talk about it. Like, what was kind of your inspiration behind the story?
Going on book tour. So I think Call It What You Want was such a relatable experience. No, maybe not to a lot of people, but like I think there's a lot of people out there, maybe not to everyone, but a lot of people out there have at least been in a situation of like unrequited love or like college experience. And so there's many parts of that story that were widely relatable. And I had just recently watched like Daisy Jones and the Six, and I remember feeling it was so cool to feel like I was in this band, even though it wasn't. I was just sitting on my couch watching. And I love reading books about writers and authors and books about books. And I was like, it could be kind of cool to put a piece of myself into this story. So I have the main character as an author. And I think there's also this idea that dating is all about dating apps. And like, when did people stop meeting in the wild? Like, all my friends do often say, I just wish I could just meet someone at the grocery store. Or I wish someone would just come up to me at the bar. Like, I'm so tired of swiping left and whatever. And it was kind of a marinade of like both of those ideas, like having a girl try to fall in love in real life and on this book tour, and like also like weaving together her career. And then it turned into something kind of different, like book tours in there, but it's like not a huge portion. So it's just, again, this book has changed so many times, and who knows what it'll be like when it actually comes out. So
I love that. Okay, switching gears a little bit, talk to us about your new writing community.
Okay, yeah. So Hot Girls Who Write.
I love that name so much. You're so good at naming things.
Truly.
All of your stuff is such fun names.
It honestly just started out as like a little Instagram group chat, but one thing about me is I can't do something without name. Like, I need a group chat name.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. And
do all of your group chats have a name on your phone?
Always. Like, we had, the one from college is called Broomstick Riders, because one time when I was with my ex, I was trying to like sext him, and I'm not good at sexting. So we were Googling stuff, and it was like, suggestion. It was like, say like, let me ride your broomstick, daddy. And I was like, I can't say that. It's like,
say that.
I Halloween. Like, what the?
Listen, one of my group texts with 3 of my friends is called Not War Secrets, after that group text got out. And then it's got a fist bump, an eagle, and an American flag.
Yeah, like I need like the emojis. Like I just feel like that like really curates like the vibe. So behind me also I have this like Hot Girls Read sticker, and I put them in my PR boxes, and there's always t-shirts, and I was like, well, what about Hot Girls Write? And I was thinking about it, and then I was like, well, if I'm going to name this group chat, like I kind of have to like also secure an Instagram like account just in case.
And a website.
Neely and I have that problem. I'll secure an Instagram handle at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
don't ask me how many Instagram handles and website domains that I own, because I come up with an idea and I'm like, I might use it.
Yeah. You might need it.
Yeah.
But I need the website.
Well, Hot Girls Write was taken. So I was like, well, what about Hot Girls Who Write?
Yeah.
And then there's like a lot of plays on that. So I created it mostly as a community to just do like weekly, bi-weekly like write-ins. So we just all get on Zoom and kind of introduce ourselves. I felt like when I was self-published, or just even now, like I don't have a huge writing community. A lot of people, and this is my perception, in the traditional space don't always take indie to trad authors as seriously. That's not always the case. Like look at Lila Sage, like Chip Pons, like people do, but I don't think I'm like as integrated in that community as I like, as some other people. And I wanted to kind of create my own community because I didn't have one when I was writing, and I still don't. So I just thought it was a fun way to get people together, and we just get on Zoom like every other week and write together and introduce, and we have a group chat where we talk and ask questions. A lot of people in there are indie authors, so what they're talking about is definitely different than like some of the people in there that want to query and go the traditional route. People have gone that route for years and then decide to self-publish. So everyone's at different points in their journey, but it's really a cool space that it feels uplifting. We did move it to Patreon just to keep everything streamlined. So it's like $6 a month, and you have access to the group chat. Then you get the bi-weekly write-in links, and then monthly workshops. So I'm doing the first one in July. That's like how to build your author brand, and just talking about like basics of like, do you create a separate account? Because that's something I wish maybe I had done.
Yeah.
Securing like websites and things like that, and how it's more just than just beyond the logo.
Yeah.
I know you guys have used like Archetype, or you've talked about them too. And, you know, I know that not everyone can afford it, or they have backlogs of lists. So being able to kind of make things accessible, because again, when I was indie, I didn't have any money. Like I was doing this all on my own.
Yeah.
And then in August, I have Annie McQuaid, who is the author of Crash Landing. It just came out in April. She is going to do a Query 101 and like offer
I love that.
Awesome.
query critique. So I'm going to bring in, that's like my schedule, but we're going through the end of the year and we'll keep announcing. And
I want to join.
yeah, I mean, and then also the monthly workshops are available like on their own if like someone doesn't want to be in a community but just wants to like come to a workshop.
Yeah. I love that. So, that's so fun.
Yeah, that was a long-winded example or monologue, whatever.
Well, and I think you're right though. Like there's kind of a community, but with writing, it is so solitary, like you said earlier. And like that's been one of the hardest things for me transitioning from, you know, a full-time job where I'm at a place every day, seeing other people, to being at my house by myself, like with my husband, and just losing my mind a little bit. Because I think it is very lonely, and there is so many things, and there's not really a wrong way to go about the writing process. So that's why it's nice to have voices of like, oh, I do this and this worked for me, or I tried this and I want to do it this way. And you just kind of hear other people's ideas, and you can be like, oh, well, I think I want to try it that way because that sounds, you know, as similar to what would work for me, or that kind of thing. But you don't have that very easily accessible. So
yeah, I mean, I even just asked for examples of how people outline their books the other day. I'm like, would love to see other people's. And I took a workshop in the fall, writing with confidence with Haley Jacobson, and it was great. It was like a critique workshop, and I met like 15 girls, and I really clicked with one of them, and she actually really helped me build a lot of the early stuff for how to find love in the cereal aisle. And that's kind of what I want with this community. Like there might be 50 people in there right now, but maybe you connect with one, and that's like your work bestie, and you're sending voice memos back and forth, or she's your beta reader. And that's where I want to just create those real connections.
You know, the influencer community is funny because it's really competitive, and I am not that way at all. Like I will never understand gatekeeping as like in general. Like I remember a girl came up to me when I was in New York with Charlotte, and she liked my shoes, and I was literally like, what's your phone number? I'll text you a link. Like, like there's no need to gatekeep ever, like be a girl's girl kind of thing. Yeah. And I feel like the writing community reminds me of like the really early days of blogging when it wasn't like that, and it wasn't competitive because people were just doing it because they like each other. And I'm sure there are competitive people. I mean, there are competitive people in teaching, like there are competitive people anywhere. But I am very much of the mindset, like you get back what you put out there. And when you're willing to help other people, regardless of what stage you're at, like I'm always willing to help somebody. Like if you truly need help with SEO, like I'm always happy to help somebody with anything, like assuming I have the bandwidth. I mean, you know, it might take me a week to like find the time, but like I am happy to help. And I just will never understand people who are like, no, like this is the way I'm not going to like, why? Like, what are you know, were you never new at what you're doing? Like, it just, like stuff like that doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know. I just,
like I said, though, I think like for the most part, obviously there are people that are very competitive in any field, but I feel like for the most part, people are willing to answer questions. It's just a matter of like getting to them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's writing. I saw a quote that's like, you can write the same story, but everyone's going to write it different ways. Like, maybe your story's been told, but not by you yet.
Exactly. Like, and that's what I think with the romance genre specifically, but like also with really anything is like, readers are voracious. There's never going to be too many stories. Like
there's never enough brother's best friend.
No, there's never going to be enough. Yeah.
There will never be enough second chance romance in my life. Like I want every second chance romance book to come to me. Like keep writing them, everybody. Don't stop writing second chance. It is my favorite thing to read. Like a Love in Other Words. Like give it to me.
So good.
Give me friends to strangers to lovers to enemy. Like give me all to me. Like
to enemies back to lovers.
yes, I just like you said, like there's not we want all of it. Like that's why I just don't understand. It's like hockey romance, right? Like when I was in my big hockey romance stage.
Yeah.
But they're all, even
different.
If they're like similar, they're still different. Like, although I don't know if I sent it to you, Rachel, this girl on TikTok that just tore apart Becca Max Consider Me. And I was like warm. I was physically,
like, this is wrong.
Body was warm talking, like hearing it. Cause I'm like, she was only 100 pages in and I'm like, for the love of God, can you not, like, if you're going to critique a book, wait till the end of it. Like,
at least she didn't tag her in it.
Oh, but that girl has a lot of follow. I mean, I don't even follow that girl, and it was on my For You page, because if Becca Max books are mentioned, TikTok just knows to send it to me.
Just send it to you.
Just send it my way. Okay, so we usually ask, what's a have to read book that you tell people about, but we've had you on before. So I'm going to ask, in the last year, what's the best book you've read? Just in the last year.
Oh God. This is going to be really off kilter for me. And I don't know if this is even the best book, but like I would say I really enjoyed The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. That was like a quick one. I don't know if I would say the best. I honestly don't know.
It doesn't have to be like the best, like from other, just like
just one something that stuck with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hot take, but I really liked Hotter in the Hamptons by Tinks.
By Tinks? Yeah. I am dying to read it. I have a flight coming up where I'm by myself.
I remember seeing about this because I was like, I didn't know who Tinks was.
Listen, I know that Tinks is very much like Alex Cooper. People either really like her or really hate her. I have no problem with Tinks.
Yeah. I would say I enjoyed it. It's not a romance. Like, I don't know if Rachel, you would love it. Like, just knowing like the happily ever after. I liked it because it felt more like my genre, or like at least Call It What You Want was. But it was very like in the now. It felt kind of like meta. It was a lot about social media and being an influencer. And it was like steamy. It's girl on girl. And I liked it. I thought it was a great read for her, like better than I could probably write. But I enjoyed that one. And then also I read an early copy of Climbing in Heels by Elaine Goldsmith Thomas. And she is J-Lo's agent, and she worked in Hollywood at like very in the 70s. And so there Darren Star and her and J-Lo are working on a TV show for it.
Okay, yeah, Neely is very excited about this.
Sidebar, two things. One, has either of y'all seen a trailer for this new show? It might be on Hulu that Kim Kardashian is in, and it's like about lawyers or something.
She's acting in it?
Yes, but who is the guy who does like all the American Horror Story? I cannot think of his name. No, like the producer. He does like all the American Crime Story. Everyone who's reading this, who's watched like any of those, knows what I'm talking about. But it's one of his shows, and his shows are always like a little weird, but it's got like huge name actresses in it, and it's being led by Kim Kardashian, and I have a lot of questions.
Yes.
And I'm gonna watch it because
I've not seen anything about this.
Also on Darren Star, are you watching and just like that, Alyssa?
No, I stopped watching after the first season.
I stopped watching 3 episodes into the first season because it was making me physically ill as a show. So I only see the stuff that's online. But I saw something the other day, and they were like, "Do you think Michael Patrick King is just trolling people at this point?" And I'm like, "They have to be." I can't believe it's real.
Doing it still, like I don't understand. It's almost kind of like embarrassing a little bit. Like
it is embarrassing to watch the original run as a 41-year-old woman, watching these women be such terrible friends to each other, except for Samantha, who was the only one that was a good friend to all of them.
Yeah.
But watching people, like I can remember idolizing Carrie Bradshaw. Like when I was 20, just idolized her, wanted to be her.
She's an idiot. I actually have a Substack piece on that. It's called Carrie Bradshaw Lied to Me. So if you care
it is quite possibly. I saw a girl on TikTok who was like, watching Sex and the City in your 20s is so different than watching it in your teens. And I'm like, watch it in your 30s and have your whole mind, your brain chemistry will be altered. Like, watching that they're supposed to be 32, 33 when the show starts. Watching it now, I'm like,
oh my gosh. I don't think I realized that. I feel like I thought they were so much younger.
Yeah.
Carrie's like 32 in the first season, and I think she's supposed to be 38 when the show ends. And I'm like,
I know.
Like, it was jarring.
If you with the Climbing in Heels book, it's I guess you would call it women's fiction, but it's about like 3 women in Hollywood, like in the 70s, and it's really interesting. It's about women kind of taking over agency and how men would like use women to like kind of climb on top of to keep going, but how women would push back and how she really shaped the industry. But that was a great book. I thought it was really different than something I would usually read. So that one, I would say that one stuck with me, but the most fun read of the year was probably Tink's book.
I love it.
I feel like I need to read both.
It's time for our rapid fire this or that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start.
Okay, great.
I need to know. Tortured Poets or Reputation?
Tortured Poets.
It's so good.
I don't like Reputation. Hot take.
Oh no.
All right. That was too far.
Wow. Neely just had a visceral reaction.
But to be fair, I actually hated Reputation when it first came out, and it took me years and years and years to
my least favorite album. It's not like I hate it. It's just on my bottom ranking. Wow. I know. We can keep going.
Okay, I think we can know the answer based on our conversation a minute ago, but the original Sex and the City and Just Like That?
Original.
Okay. Cocktail on a Rooftop or Cocktail on the Beach?
Cocktail on a Rooftop.
Such a vibe.
It is a vibe, yeah.
It's such a particular time of day vibe, too.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. Okay, this is a pick your praise. Good Girl or Look at Me?
I think we did this last time.
You have to do it again. Sorry.
Yeah. Mine might have changed. Yeah.
Maybe Look at Me. I don't know what I said last time.
I'll have to go back and see. I don't know.
I think you said Look at Me last time, too.
Okay.
But I was just,
the right
now
answer.
When I have people on for a second time, I want them to answer it again because I'm like I want
are
to
you
see
sure?
If it's changed.
Yeah. Did you change your mind?
When we started this podcast, I think I said my favorite trope was like friends to lovers or so. Like I said something where I'm like, it's not. Like,
yeah.
Like 2.5 years in, we also, one of our first episodes was like book icks. And while I do think most of those are probably still an ick, I have so many more now.
I'm not into it.
I have life ick.
See, I feel like I have less now. I'm like, now that I'm like on the other side, I'm like, you know what? You write whatever you want. I don't care.
No, I'm sorry. Folds will never be okay. It'll never be okay to say folds in a book. I will never read that and not like drive
I'm gonna put folds in my next book for you.
Do you remember when I used to text you screenshots of it in books?
Yeah. Neely would be like, here it is again.
I would be like, look at the word. It's right here. And
she would highlight just folds. It's like you would go through Neely's Kindle highlights.
Folds.
How many times did I highlight the word fold on my Kindle?
Oh my gosh.
But truly,
that gave me a chuckle.
I hate that so much. Like, I don't think there's anything I hate more.
We couldn't do a redo of that episode because you would just be like, I'm sorry, just hate folds. Yeah.
That's it. It's
end.
Folds and it's men in tank tops ever.
Oh, I do love a tank top.
No.
But
I love a slutty little tank top.
Is different. Like, I can't put him in a normal category because like Brian can pull things off that I don't feel like 99.
Brian's got the confidence. I'm like, give me a tank top and give me those like 4 or 5 inch inseam shorts.
The short shorts?
Short shorts. Any day.
Okay, well.
Any day.
Agree to disagree. On that note, Alissa, whore yourself out. Where can people find you? Tell us all the things.
Yeah, so Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Just like literally.
At Alissa DeRogatis. And then my Substack is probably Oversharing. All of it is in my like link tree in my bio on social media. And then what else? Oh, and then
we're gonna link her link tree for y'all because I feel like she's in a lot of places and I don't want to miss any of them.
Follow Hot Girls Who Write if you're trying to write. We'll have some my best friends running the social media, so like we'll have some fun like writing quotes and motivational things and just some fun stuff. I love a good meme, so sure you'll see
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Y'all ever wonder, like, Rachel and I've talked about this before, but the people who, like, something will happen in the world of pop culture and, like, 10 minutes later, they have a
Instant.
whole meme about it. And I'm like,
mine's I need like a day.
At
Rachel
least.
and I are like 7 business days behind.
Yeah.
We're like, remember when this was funny last week?
I can't do that. The day that Spotify Wrapped comes out, that day I'm making something. I'm like waiting. I'm chomping at the bits for it to come out.
Man, so I don't do Spotify. I'm an Apple Music girl, but Apple Music does this thing kind of all year called like your play. It's like,
wait, can you get your Apple Music on your Android tablet or no?
Well, I don't listen to music on the tablet, but I'm betting not.
The way I'm like so mad about her Android tablet, and then I'm like, ew, Apple Music. Neely can't do anything right.
I think I had a free trial of it at one point, and I was like, I don't know, I like this, and I'm not great with change. But they do kind of like a Spotify Wrapped, but you can see every month, like throughout the year, what your top artist is. And for y'all, for the last 27 months in a row, it has been Taylor Swift.
Obviously.
It is not like they're like 5 years from now, I'll be like, for the last 90 something, like it. I do not think it will ever not be Taylor Swift. I mean, the album might change, the songs might change. Like, I'm in a big mirror ball phase right now, but it will. I don't think it'll ever not be Taylor.
We only listen to Lover in my house, so.
And the way that Taylor trolled us all by being like, y'all haven't even recorded it. Y'all want Reputation.
I did love that.
I haven't even done it yet. She paid $360 million just to never sing about Joe Alwyn again. She was like,
you know what? I would do the same thing too.
Yeah.
She was like, but I'm telling you, she is like, people underestimate that woman. She is the smartest person in the music industry in my opinion. And you can't ever make me say one thing about her. I just won't do it. Have y'all seen that she was at somebody's wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick.
This turned into Taylor Swift hour. When is it not? This girl made a video and it was like the things I would let Taylor Swift do at my wedding. And somebody commented, they'd like, I'd let her marry my husband and just be like, thanks for inviting me. I love somebody that was like, all the people who are mad that she was there, that she was taking away from the bride. It's
the
like,
bride
no.
was probably like,
yeah, like, I don't care.
Of my life. Watch her be seriously. More of a Katy Perry fan. She's like,
oh, that would be awkward.
Really more of a Katy Perry girl.
Would have been better. Where can people find us, Neely?
Oh, me? You can find me everywhere at Neelykins, except TikTok where I'm Neely Moldovan, and you can find the pod everywhere at Smut Show Podcast. You know, most of the time we post.
We're also on TikTok. We don't post there, but we don't
post there, but we have so many.
Yeah,
followers.
we get so many new followers all the time. I'm like, why are you following this? So anyway,
I haven't even had a video go viral there. It's like
they're all like 100 views, and literally, every time I open that account, it's got like 20 new followers. I'm like, what's happening? So I don't know what's happening there, but you can find us there on TikTok. There's nothing there. And then you can find me everywhere at Rachel_M Lewis. And yeah, that's all.
Guys,
Alyssa, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here and coming on this journey with us.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes.
I'm looking at the Smut Show podcast TikTok. We're 2 away from 1,000 followers.
We don't post anything on there. So anyway, thanks for following us. Yeah. And we're, I think, about to do a Patreon. Is that true? Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let y'all know. You'll see.
Yeah. You'll see if there's Patreon, and we'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.